It's Spyro. I'm playing Spyro today. That is the wrong save file. 1 second. There we go. I'm playing Spyro. I have 3 games to choose from. I'm choosing the first one. Start from the top.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
And here we are. Spyro starts off simple. All your dragon buddies have been turned into crystals. But there's this guy over here and he has a your bag. Oh, you're still alive. Get back here. Give me my gems. There we go. So in case you've never played a fucking platformer before, or a collectathon, you run around, you hit things, you collect the stuff. In this case, gems. Also dragons, also other stuff. We'll get to that later. Right now I'm going to make a point of collecting every gem that I can find in this first world, this little hub world here. And we'll go from there. Yeah. I fucking love Spyro the Dragon. All 3 of the good games. And then it went so utterly gloriously to shit. Oh well, we're not here to talk about the bad ones today, we're here to talk about the good ones. The ones that I played as a kid. The ones that I played on a cracked PlayStation 1. Although, like, as a kid I was actually more of a Crash Bandicoot person, but as time's gone on, I very much learned to appreciate Spyro a lot more, and it has very much become my favorite, but also that's kind of due to, like, Ratchet and Clank as well. I've got a long history with Spyro and Ratchet and Insomniac games in general, honestly. Like, when I say that Insomniac Games was, like, a game developer of my childhood, I'm not just talking about, like, when I was 5 or 6. I mean, like, all the way up until early adulthood, basically. Oh, hold on. And I just got a skill point. Ooh. I'm pretty sure the skill point is just getting onto that legend in the first place. Skill points existed in Spyro 2 and 3. As far as I'm aware, they didn't exist in 1. They were basically achievements before they were achievements. You collect one, you get an extra life in Spyro 3. And I believe 2 as well. Also, these are sheep. You can flame sheep and they will drop butterflies. The butterflies you can then have Sparks eat, because Sparks is your health meter. Sparks, by the way, is your little yellow dragonfly, but he's cool. They gave him legs in this one, I'm not entirely sure why. But anyway, he goes from yellow to blue to green to dead, and then you die. So keep him healthy. Most of the shit that I'm explaining will also get tutorialized the fuck by the dragons, so that's why I'm not actually opening their little cages. I'm the talking person this time, not them. How dare they? So we've got 92 gems. I believe there is 100 in the hub worlds. And then it's more as you go on in each of the other worlds. I believe. It has been a little bit of a time since I've played Spyro 1. Quite some time indeed. We are missing 2 gems. By which I mean we are missing 2 gems worth of gems. It could just be a green gem that is worth 2 that I have missed somewhere. But the nice thing about this game is there we go. I just had to find a button again. So a thing that happens in Spyro 3 is you unlock the ability for Sparks to point out gems. This was originally all 4 of the shoulder buttons on Spyro 3. In the Reignited Trilogy, they changed that. They turned it from all 4 of the shoulder buttons to L3. Because I never change and I never learn, I kept thinking it was all 4 of the shoulder buttons again. But hey, there we go. That's all of the gems, so let's crack open the dragon.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
And there we go. That's the first of 64 dragons rescued. There's a lot of fucking dragons in this game. We will have even more things to rescue, collect, and explore in the other 2 games.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Anyway, dragons are alright. They have actually begun a huge facelift in Spyro 1. Or Spyro Reignited, rather. Because in Spyro 1, they didn't actually have like all that many unique models. But in this one, pretty much every single one of them does. And it's really cool looking. Anyway, glowy pads. If you step on each one, it will open up that. We'll get to that shortly.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Yeah, you start to see what I mean by the tutorializing the hell out of you as time goes on. Generally, Spyro 1 is... it kind of spoon feeds you a lot of the tutorializing.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The Artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other Artisan lands.
Yeah, as I said, the tutorializing is fairly gentle in Spyro 1, but a lot of it is just do thing, jump, square, circle, etc., etc. But we've fully completed this first hub world, so let's go ahead and jump on in to the first world that they actually want you to do. And here we are. I do really like Spyro 1's level transitions, because, like, the way that you actually, like, properly land in the level is really cool, and, like, the other games kind of don't do that. But they have their reasons for not doing that. Anyway, here's our first actually hostile enemy, these goats. They will charge you. You can flame them or you can charge them. And they don't exactly take much. But, Stonehill. I wouldn't exactly call it like a fucking classic game level or whatever, but it is a very nice, easy, kind of easing you into Spyro engine, you know? It's nice. Anyway, the dragon's gonna tell you, but these chests, can't flame them. Have to charge them. Anything with that shiny metal, you cannot flame. You have to charge. With certain exceptions.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Okay. I guess they're not going to tell me that the flame cannot burn the chests. I guess they're not going to tell me that at all. But yeah, Spyro the 1. Spyro the 1. Spyro the first dragon game. The first game of its kind that has a dragon in it. Your progress is saved every time you zap a dragon and open that up. So, can be useful. I believe there is actually a way to travel between dragons as well. I'm not sure if they actually added that in Reignited or if that was vanilla. I think they added that. Anyway, more enemies. Shepherds. Not exactly much of a problem. Nothing in the first world really proved much of a threat, except for the boss, maybe. But, nah. Most of this is absolutely fine. It's a baby game for babies. They're not going to throw, like, their worst at you, but let's show off these shepherds. But there's been a lot of games. They're pretty alright. By which I mean, they're awful, awful people trying to hurt a poor innocent baby dragon. But well, that's fine. But what I do like about Stonehill, just as an opening level, is it is really expansive. Like, it starts off fairly small and self-contained, but there's a bunch of stuff in here. You really have to, like, explore around if you want to find everything. Case in point.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Why did that dragon have a mustache? How did that dragon have a mustache? What the fuck? Okay, let's never speak of this again and go on to the next one, who hopefully won't have a mustache.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
So, Spyro 1 is objectively the worst Spyro game. I'm just going to come out and say that right now. And the reason is that you cannot hover in Spyro 1. Normally, in the other two Spyro games, when you glide, if you press triangle or Y, I believe it is on Xbox 360 controller, you will do a little hover in the air, which will give you a tiny bit extra height, and then it will drop your jump. You don't have that in Spyro 2, or Spyro 1, rather. You just drop. I heard someone. Hello, you. These are egg thieves. Eggs are the third and final collectible in the game. I hate them. They're fast as hell and the pain in the ass to kill. There we go. Got him though. Yay. So these things over here basically indicate the level boundary. Jump into them, or you bounce into them, and they'll just bounce you back. Other than that, they're basically nothing to write home about. There are ways of actually getting around them and breaking the boundaries of the world. But I'm not going to do that. I'm a good boy. I don't break the rules. Not in this stream, anyway. We don't talk about the Dante game. The Dante streams where I very explicitly broke most of the rules of Dark Souls combat by just being overpowered as fuck and not giving a damn. We don't talk about that. Not. Yeah. It's nice to be back in Spyro, honestly. Like, I do like to come back to these games every once in a while and just kind of replay them. When the Reignited Trilogy came out, you can imagine I was very excited for that, because I love the Spyro games. They were my childhood, as I said before. And these are actually really, really good remakes. Like, you can tell that they just put an absolute... a labor of love, as they call it, this game. But, oh, no, oh no. So that's a whirlwind. Whirlwinds will basically just chug you back up to where you were. There are some other stuff around here. I'm gonna ignore this Dragon Boy for a little bit, because as I accidentally showed off here, there is more down here than just the exit level podium. There is a fair bit more to the exit level podium. There is a bunch of chests for one, and a key for another. And while I didn't really show it off before, there was a locked chest in that first room, which, if I'm lucky, have the final gems. Nope. Here we go. I see. I am once again 2 gems short. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh, it's up there. Okay, no, that's fair enough. That's honestly about where I expected those final 2 gems to be. If they're anywhere in Stonehill, it's up on the bit at the top. Because it is a whole lot bigger than the rest of the level combined. So let's go see what we can. Alright. So the thing about Sparks' finding ability, you can only do it when you're not like charging around. And the quickest way of getting around in this game is to charge, so I actually have to consciously stop myself. Anyway, that should be the end of that.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
There we go. All dragons found. 100% level complete. Hallelujah. So I did mention this. Actually, no. Did I mention this? I may not have. This is going to be a 100% stream of all of the Spyro games. And it's going to take a while. Spyro 1 has its moments, but at the same time it's not too bad. Spyros 2 and 3 are going to be a bit more of a tall order. But these enemies that used to drop gems before, they don't anymore, because we've already collected the gems. What they do instead is they drop those little orb things. And those orb things, if you collect enough of them, will give you an extra life. Also, Bloodberry.
Hi, Spyro.
Replay Dragon continue. No Dragon Walk. Okay, I don't know why I thought that. Anyway, it's not a problem. Let's go over here and hop into the second level. These levels, you can basically go in any order that you want. So of course, I choose to go wherever I feel like, really. Yeah, one thing this really does make the Spyro 1 levels in particular feel very different from like Spyro 2, 3. Is just how compact and connected they are. Because like Spyro 2 and 3 definitely do have like levels that are you know, interconnected and kind of loop back on themselves. It's one of the triumphs of their game design. 1 second.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
Why did that one have a mustache? What's going on? They have facial hair. Explain, Spyro. Explain your genetics. Anyway, as I was saying before, Spyro 2 and 3 very much do have interconnected level designs, and that's nice. I like that quite a lot. But Spyro 1 really did take it to like another level. Like everything loops back on itself in a really interesting way. Also, there we go. So, yeah, you can charge the bulls. Not when they're charging you, obviously, because otherwise you'll just kind of knock horns and knock yourselves back. But while you can flame them, you can also just charge them, and they'll be stuck by the horns on the ground. And as a child, I found that fucking hilarious. Because they still did the little, help, help, I'm stuck. But I did it in PS1 polygon, so it looked... Well, it looks like a thing. Anyway, this chest, oh. I just learned something new about this chest. You are supposed to flame it and then jump up and grab the gem on the top. And that will break the chest and give you the gem inside. But apparently you can charge those as well. Also those little iPod things, extra life. Smash them, break them. Spyro can't swim in this game. Don't go into water. He'll be able to swim in later games. In fact, that's actually like one of his core powers, but not in this one. Anyway. Oh.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
Yes, I know that I can get an extra bit of jump, because that was explained to me by a previous dragon. You will very much find that a lot of these hints in the first few levels kind of loop back on one another and sort of repeat themselves a little bit. Oh, also, something I should probably mention as well. Sparks is how you collect the gems, but if Sparks is dead, then you can still collect them. You just have to collect them manually. And it is a pain in the ass. I'm sure I will show that off at some point, because I am decent at Spyro, but not fantastic, shall we say. Good enough to 100%, but not good enough to like 100% speed run. All that shit, you know?
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg! Run! Run! I'm getting a little winded.
I'm just gonna try and ignore the facial hair on the dragons from this thing. That seems like the most sensible thing to do here. Questioning it is only going to lead to bad times. See that jump right there? That is a jump where hovering would have saved my life. Because I would have been able to get on there, no problem. Instead, I gotta go all the way back. Just barely land. Spyro platforming can be quite unforgiving at times, especially Spyro 1. It's the most pure platforming that it has. Will ever be, basically. I'm gonna ignore that thief now because I have succumbed to the allure of gems. I'll get back to you, don't you worry. Your time will come. Bonk. Anyway. Another chest, which this time you can't bonk it. You can't bonk it. You'll just bounce off. There is a treasure inside it. How do we get to it? The answer is you superheat that motherfucker. And then the gem will chop right up.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. You can always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
Yay, all dragons found. But I'm missing like 8 gems somewhere. Where could they be? Where, oh where could precious little gem? Owned. Yet, own, idiot. There, okay. Well, that's fine. We gotta loop around anyway. That's not exactly a problem. Yeah, Town Square's pretty right. A lot of these levels are just basically just upscaled versions of the maps that you ran through before, the levels that you ran through before, not maps. Not maps. I am not a modern gamer. I live in the 90s. They were called levels, though, not maps. Anyway, yeah, all of the levels are basically just one-to-one copies of the old levels. Just upscaled, made prettier, retextured, and just gussied up, basically. They are very, very pretty. This game is so damn pretty. Like, they really did do Spyro justice, honestly. The Spyro the Dragon 1, 2, and 3 were all very pretty games. They really did try to push Spyro, the PlayStation 1, as far as it could go, really. They made very good use of color as well. Like, when we get to some of the later worlds in Spyro 1, you will see, you will understand. But for now, we gotta go back. Turn to from whence we came. Yeah, don't mind me. Just slightly AFK. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But no, I just had to check a couple of things on the old phony phone. Oh, we're good. Way good. Nothing's on fire. Nothing is broken. Yeah, honestly, Spyro 2 is really good. Spyro 2 is my favorite. I'm basically going through Spyro 1 so that I could show off Spyro 2. And then later 3. But no. Spyro 2, real fucking good game. You know what? I am going to show off the Speedway. Because the Speedway is pretty fun. They're called flights in this game, but they are basically just speedways. And they are very unique compared to a lot of the other worlds. There is, I believe, one speedway in every level. I believe. Or not every level, every world. Worlds and levels. Yeah. But, speedways are basically just time trials. Fly through. Okay. Alright, let's just... I'm probably not going to do particularly well on this trial, I will say. It's been quite a while since I've done it. Shut up, phone. Not talking to you anymore. We go from here. Out here. So yeah, as on Speedway, you have Permaflight, and you also have Supercharge. Both of which are things we have not actually seen yet in-game, but we will get to in time. I believe in the later worlds we get those, but not in the first one. But the basic goal of a Speedway or a flight is to collect all the things, break as much shit as possible, do it before the timer runs out. Collecting different things will get you different stuff, and each and every one of them has its own little associated time with it, essentially. There's generally 4 things in each speedway/flight. There will always be 8 of the things. And when you collect all 8, then you can move on to the next one. You do get a bonus for collecting all of them in a single run, which is my eventual goal. In this case, it's gems, but in the other games, it will be like more substantial stuff. The speedways are actually really quite tough. I'm really amazed I'm doing as well as I am on this one because I shouldn't be out at a disastrous start. But I think we've just about got this one. The speedways in Spyro 1 are by far the hardest of the lot. Like, there is one which is just infamous. There we go. All-in-one bonus. So, you get 60 gems for each group that you knock out. And if you get the all-in-one bonus, then you get an extra 60 gems for a total of 300 gems. So, we have officially cleared out the speedway. They're a fun little distraction. I quite like them. There we go. I mean, I say I quite like them. I'm not good at them, but I do quite like them. So there are, I believe, like 2 levels left. One of them is actually over here. And this is one of my favorites in the first world. Dark Hollow. Dark Hollow is great. And then once we're done with this one, it will be on to the boss. Which is very different from the bosses in the other games. You'll see why when we get there, but very, very different. Anyhow, here we are. Lark. Immediately we are attacked by a guy wielding a sword and a shield. And as I said before, the metal shields you cannot actually flame, you can only charge them, so these big boys, if they raise that shield, then you've got to charge them. Can't flame. We got another luck chest here. Can't break it, can't flame it. Need the key. Don't have the key. These big guys, immune to being charged. Don't touch them. Big guys you can only flame, middle guys you can only charge. That's how it works. If you are big, you are immune to physical force.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
And there we go. That's the dragon telling you exactly what I just told you. Frankly, I should just shut up and let the dragons do their job, but I will never accept them. Never. Oh, hello, big boy. So you know how I said that there are occasionally exceptions to the rule of big guy, flame, metal guy, charge? Big metal guy. You gotta wait for him to get behind and then flame him from behind, because that is where his armor is not. They won't actually hurt you in this level, but others will. There we go. This is basically just a tutorial on how to deal with them, though. You just wait for him to get behind, and then you torch their butts. Used to be an awful little chaos creature. But it's fine, because they turned all of your buddies into statues, so... Who is really to blame here?
Spyro, wanna know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Also, something that I was very vaguely looking into when I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to stream Spyro. I decided to see if there were any fun and interesting mods for Spyro. There are interesting mods for Spyro, I will say that. There are mods for Spyro which reveal a great deal about the modders who made them. A lot of fucking people want to see Allura naked, I've learned. I mean, a lot of people. But aside from that, there's not really any interesting ones at the moment. There's a couple of level replacement ones. There's one really interesting one, which is looking at basically doing a total conversion mod of Spyro into the Dragonfly. But that is apparently nowhere near being done right now, so we're just going to stick with vanilla for the time being. I'll maybe show us some of the skins, because the skins are pretty alright. The skins are nice. And there's a couple of special skins which I might very well try and show off at some point as we get closer to Halloween, because they are very much in the Halloween spirit, shall we say. One in particular. But not yet. Not yet. But now we're going plain over now, Spyro. I don't actually think lighting the campfires does anything. It might be a skill point. You are being might. Actually, no. Wow, I don't have any. Is this one where it's only like 100 or so? It could well be one where it's only like 100 or so.
Big enemies like this Nork with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Yep, there we go. Only 100 gems. Dark Hollow is quite a small level. But it's a nice one. It's nice and compact. It doesn't overstay as well. I do believe that is all of the levels except for one, which is the boss level. So let's go over here and open it up. Posty. The nice thing about Spyro 1 levels is that you can basically always complete a level first try, your first go through in it. You don't have to get any special things, you don't have to do anything like that. You can just go in, collect the gems, collect the dragons, and you're done. So, those dogs, those are the first 2-hit enemies in the game. You gotta hit them twice. Torch him, flame him, doesn't matter. But you gotta hit him twice. Because otherwise they'll do that. I'm getting owned by dogs. No. Anyway, this is fine. This lets me show off what happens when you don't have sparks with you. So as you can tell. So as you could tell, when you don't have sparks, you will immediately die in a single hit. And that's bad. You don't want to die in a single hit. No, stay over there. There we go. Gonna have to actually play this smart instead of like a 5-year-old. Problems with pattern recognition. There we go. Amazing what happens when you actually try to like dodge out of the way instead of just attacking all the time. I don't think I like these dogs anymore. I think I dislike these dogs, actually. Okay. Right. So the dogs are bullshit. We have learned a new and fascinating thing today. Alright. Let's just go ahead and run. We're speedrunning this shit now. Yeah, they really will just full on into you. Okay, interesting. I mean, thankfully I'm Spyro the Dragon, so I'm very fast. Well, it used to be. We haven't even got to the boss yet, and I'm already just getting completely owned. This is kind of stupid. I swear I'm good at video games, I swear. Okay. So, Dragons are checkpoints. I think we're okay now.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, all of the boss worlds are named, oh, boss levels rather, are named after the bosses themselves. The boss of this level is Toasty. And we will soon see why he is named Toasty. That's Toasty. Hello, Toasty. Is that a sheep? Was that a sheep in there? Anyway, bosses are fairly simple. You hit them once and then you basically just follow them around to where they were before. Okay, yes, we have conclusive proof that that was a sheep. So Toasty is fairly simple. You just stay the fuck away from his goons and then hit him. He will actually try and hit you, but he is not exactly much of a threat. His dogs, however, can go directly to hell. I have had it up to here with those dogs. Right. So we are missing gems. That's a problem. Because there's only one source of gems in this place that I can think of. And it's these tickets. And I don't have sparks to tell me where the other gems may be. I don't think it is these guys. I think there's probably just something missing. But now I'll never get to find out. Oh, it's fine. As I said, oh, hello. Toasty's back. Oh, that's nice. His dog's on, but he is. Yeah, that's right, you jerk. Right, so now that Sparks is back, Sparks can tell me where the gems are, and then I can leave this cursed place. Over here, boy. Alright. Admit, my friend, I do not see them. I'll take your word on it. Let's go back. Oh, all the enemies are gone. That's odd. What? Marks, what is he saying? Is there like a... Y'all, I'm so stupid. I am so monumentally stupid sometimes. Gamers don't look up. That's my only excuse. Okay, we're done here. We are done here. 100% level complete. Boss levels, when they are not a complete disaster, are normally fairly simple. You hit the boss once, they run off, you hit them another time, they run off again, and then you hit them a final time and you get that loot. That's it. That's all there is to know at the time. But, now that Sparks is blue, I can finally show off the fodder properly. Eat a butterfly, get more health. Hooray. Done. We have more than enough dragons to actually get to the next homeworld, so let's go do that.
Wow! I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, Spyro.
These guys didn't have voices in the original game. And frankly, they were better off for it.
You may travel to the Peacekeeper's world if you like. Are you ready to go?
Let's go. Let's leave this place of humiliation behind and never return. Ah, that ain't me, by the way. The spinning camera, that's not me. Are you okay, Spyro the Dragon? There we go. So, on to the next homeworld. Peacekeepers. Before we get too far, I'm actually gonna go get a drink, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, right, I'm back. Hello. Have a drink now, so I won't be dying a dead throat.
Welcome to Peacekeepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
Well, are you ready to fight a bunch of fucking soldiers? Unlike in the first homeworld, these guys are actually hostile, like from the word go. The first homeworld, Artisan's World, was very much a... basically just, hey, here's how things go. Here's easing you in as gently as humanly possible. Peacekeepers will not fuck around. Peacekeepers will get you. But it also gives you tools to get it. Get even. The cannons. Peacekeepers is a pretty fun world. There we go. Nice. It's not my favorite. I would say probably my favorite is like 3 or 5. But as homeworlds go, pretty good. It's got a lot of like hidden nooks and crannies as well in comparison to the other one. Anywho. Bunch of tents these guys can just kind of dive into whenever they feel like it. Owned. I didn't even touch that guy, he just fell apart on his own. Right, so. Right, get back here. I don't actually know what I got a skill point for there. Sure. Why not? Are you mooning me? Fucking dead. Mooned me. Of all the nerve. Serve place. Anyway, there's another balloonist there ready and willing to take us to the next homeworld, but unlike the first guy, this is going to be a little bit tricky.
Magic Crafter's World is far away and very dangerous. Maybe if you find 1,200 stolen treasure, I'll show it to you.
We need more gems. That's not going to be difficult, though. We are already most of the way there. I think there's only 100 gems in here, but I might be wrong. And if I am wrong, then that would be absolutely hilarious. Because I could basically go to the next homeworld for free. Also, the cannons basically just auto-track and auto-home on the chests. Normally it is the closest one, but occasionally they will just go completely far out. It's fairly generous, as long as it's roughly in the center of the screen, it will kind of go to them. So you don't have to worry about like aiming, like altitude, all that stuff. There. The poison water is poison. It will kill. You will die. You will drown. Don't step in it. That's all I'm saying. Don't step in it. Also, yeah, it looks like I genuinely just can get the treasure in this world and completely skip all of the other levels in this world and just go to the next world if I want to. I'm not going to do that because that would go against literally every sensibility I have as a collectathonist. But I could. I could do that.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Okay. Dr. Shemp is the boss for this world, by the way. We will get to him. We will get to him. And here's our speedway. Generally, the speedways are kind of hidden away a little bit. You have to go through a couple of extra hoops to really get to them. Mostly because basically you intended it more as bonus wells than anything else, but because this is a video game that I intend to 100%, we will get to every single one of them. In time. I will do Night Flight first in terms of the worlds we go to, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
Goodbye, thief. Nobody likes you. Actually, like that. Hey. I'm going to assume that I got the dragon egg from that because I wasn't properly paying attention. If I didn't, then that would be kind of silly. But no, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Anyway, there's a little bit of stuff over here, so let's glide on over. See what we can see. And there we go. 200 out of 200. We can now visit the Magic Crafter's homeworld if we wanted to do so. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. But I think what I'll probably do next, because it's going to be the most difficult one to actually traverse to, is I'm going to go do the Night Flight. Generally a good idea to kind of get the speedways out of the way when you can. Yeah, that was a bit precarious there. Also, once again, this game is goddamn beautiful. Look at these skyboxes. Someone actually did do a Let's Play and break of the Spyro Reignited trilogy, like Spyro's 1 and 2 in particular. And something I learned in that series is all of the skyboxes are actually like stored in the home world. And if you manage to get out of bounds and like don't die, you will eventually just find your way to where they are stored. And they appear as just a bunch of beautiful floating orbs in the sky. It's honestly kind of majestic in its own way. Good series, actually. I recommend looking at that. Anyway, Night Flight. Whee! This one is a lot clearer in terms of where it wants you to go. If you just follow the kind of critical path, you should be just fine. Should being the keyword. These lighthouses, however, these lighthouses are kind of a bastard. You'll see why shortly. Or maybe we won't see why quite shortly. Hopefully I'll actually do this the first time. That'd be nice. Oh, not quite. Just not quite enough. Alright, that's fine. So, as you can see, we only got 180 gems there. We didn't get all the lights, and so therefore we didn't get all in one, and so therefore we don't get anything. I'm going to try again. I'm going to do better this time. Generally, Critical Path is a pretty good route to take, because it will take you, you know, through all of your intended destinations. This time, though, fuck that. I'm going to do things my own way. Is this the right thing to do? Absolutely not. Don't do what I'm doing here. This is terrible. Are you kidding me? Am I doing it anyway because I can and I want to? Yes. Yes, I am. Whee. Yeah, you can see this is very much not an optimal path because I am falling into the water and burning out. Damn. Okay. Fine, fine, I'll play your game properly like I was intended to. Yeah, if you crash into the water, then it will basically just say crashed, and that's the end of your run. You have Crash Bandicooted, and this is not a game for bandicoots. We do not accept fuck-ups here. Not in this household. That's a lie, actually. We accept fuck-ups like all the time. I live here. Of course we do. Anyway. That's 2. And this time I didn't actually land, which will probably be quite helpful. This is quite a tight one, honestly. Just in general. Like, yes, the route is fairly obvious, but at the same time, quite tough. You are not given a great deal of time. And I've already fucked up. This is not going to be the run, folks. I hate to break it to you like this, but this ain't it. I told you, this ain't it. Alright, that's fine. This time I'm gonna try something a little different. By which I mean the same thing I tried the second time, which failed. Did it fail because I wasn't good enough? Because I didn't try hard enough. And are those the exact same thing that I just said in a slightly different way? Also, yes, you can blame those guys. You can blame the fairies if you choose to be an asshole. Don't know why you would, but you can. Okay. I'm not giving up on this. I refuse to give up. I can 100% do this. I just need to be just slightly better. If I can do that, then I'm golden. Now I'm concentrating very, very hard because I'm currently saying as little as possible. Fucked it up again. Certain of it. Okay. Sometimes you just need to realize that a route just isn't working out for you. And go do something completely different. If this fails, then I'll probably just try something else. It's fine. I'm going through this one a little bit backwards here, but that's fine. This was my worst run yet. I will not be timed out. Refuse. That's fine. Up-a-da-ba-da. One more try, one more try. This time following the intended path. As the devs have intended, so shall I do. There we go. And I've... Damn. Damn. It's always that bit that kind of screws me over and throws me for a loop. I don't know why. Alright. I'm gonna keep saying one more try until I get it. I'm sorry. This is how I am. Because I'm confident that I can if I just don't go the wrong way. When I said that I'm a collectathon gremlin, this is what I meant. I have to get it. I have to do this. I have to scratch the itch, because otherwise it's not going to stop itching. This is who I am. Anyway. Smash all of these. This time, throw a hard left. And I think we should be good. That extra half a second is all we really need, I think. Yeah, look at that. That's much better. We have plenty of time this time. Yeah! Beautiful. Look at that. We are done. I'm free. Never have to look at Night Flight again. Till I eventually go back to this game and decide, you know what I should do? I should 100% Spyro 1 again. Anyway, let's actually do this in some kind of order. Basically gonna work our way around the home world and tackle these levels in the general scene. gonna start off with Dry Canyon. Here we are. And despite the sign or the emblem on that door, you can't actually blink, I'm afraid. Can't do that. Yeah, Dry Canyon is probably the level of Peacekeepers that I kind of remember the least of, I'm being honest. But it does introduce something very important. Ranged enemies. They have guns and they will shoot you. That's the extent of what they do. They're quite dangerous though. Like, it's not a hit scan, thank god. It's purely projectile, but they are quite dangerous. And they will get more dangerous as time goes on. A lot more dangerous. Yeah, you can see that projectiles are very slow. But they'll also break open these chests without you having to flame them, which is quite nice. Generally, I recommend charging around them, doing a bit of a serpentine, and then blasting them. Also, vultures. Vultures are nasty. Vultures will fuck you up if they can. Not actual vultures. Actual vultures are lovely birds. But video game vultures?
Oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
Video game vultures will fuck you up. Something fierce. Oh, that fucking music though. Oh, I love the music of the Spyro games. The Spyro games were all composed and basically put together in terms of their music by one Stuart Copeland, the drummer for the Police. Like the band The Police, the drummer of that band put together the music for all 3 good Spyro games, and also Enter the Dragonfly. And it fucking rules. Like, all of this was synthesized stuff, basically. He adores a synthesizer. There is a story, actually, a time where Stuart Copeland actually broke his arm, and because he's a drummer, that made him kind of useless when they were recording a new album. And so they were in basically just big talks like, okay, do we want to hire on a new drummer for the album? And Stuart Copeland eventually gets sick of all this and goes, okay, look, let me show you what I can do with a synthesizer. And in about half an hour, he has put together the drum track for the entire album with a broken arm. And he does not have to hit a single goddamn drum. And it's incredible. Like, there is a making of Spyro the Dragon 1, I believe, where essentially he puts together a level track in like 5 minutes. Like, actually 5 minutes. It's great. And he has such a passion for it as well. It's really interesting. Genuinely fantastic music as well. He does a really good job. And so, of course, he didn't come back for the Reignited soundtrack. But they did their best to basically upscale all of the music he did do and put it in a game. What they also did, though, was they added dynamic soundtrack to it. So if you're standing still, the music will kind of fade out. If you're not standing still, if you're charging around, then the music will kind of add a little drum track onto it as well. It reacts to what you are doing, but in a very kind of basic way. So I generally just kind of go with the original. There is an option in the options menu. The sound, music, original, reignited, and then dynamic music. I just go with the original. There's nothing at all wrong with the original. It absolutely rules. They've got really good, high-quality versions of all of the music. Great. Love it. I have to come back here again. I've just realized this. Because I don't have the key. I have to make that precarious jump again later on in this level. Okay. That's fine. I didn't even go in here, did I? I was too busy talking about Stuart Copeland and his fantastic music. I'm sorry, everyone.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you were a wee puff of smoke, we've known,
You've known...
I forget.
All of this talk of like Destiny and like Spyro's Destiny in particular, by the way, never comes up after the first game. It is not brought up even once. And honestly, good. Where do I need to go from? The back, isn't it? Get up there? Yes, yes. My wonderful memory strikes again, I'm afraid to say. But yeah, no, basically it's implied, like, the dragons knew this was going to happen. That they were going to get turned into stone by Ganasty Gnorc. And that Spyro was... Ah, you bastard, I was expositing! I was expositing and you ruined it! Dare you? Anyway, there is very heavily implied stuff that, you know, the dragons knew this was going to happen. The dragons knew that at some point Nasty Gnorc would get a little bit too big for his britches, and they would get encased in crystal, and bad things would happen.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
Also, that was Boris. Goodbye, Boris. We will never see or talk to you again. Whee. I didn't even go this way the first time. I just went a completely different way. Which is entirely something that you can do. There's multiple ways around this, all of this area. It's nice. I like it. But we do actually want to go over and around here, I believe. Because that's where the end of the level is, but also where there's more treasure. More treasure. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab it. Good thing I did drop down here, because I would have missed that otherwise. Would have been bad. Anyway, Dry Canyon. It's a fun level. It's a fun level. It's got good music, but it's not really anything to really like write home about, you know. Like it's good. It's fine. There's better in the Peacemaker Storm. There's a reason I said it's kind of the one I forget about the most, because it is not one of the ones to come. So, this jump right here. This motherfucking bastard of a jump is really hard. It's really difficult to do, and I don't think I'm actually doing it. I'm gonna try and go around. But Boris's hint there of Dry Canyon rewards good gliders, it is referring to that, basically. It's referring to that little area, and also to that whole thing over there. But they are kind of really nasty jumps. Especially when you don't have hover, Spyro. Every time I go back to Spyro 1, I forget that you can't hover, and every time I realize it and I go, why? Why have you forsaken me like this, video game? Anyway, the actual way to get her is over here. In here. That's how you actually get out. Because what you can then do is do a bit of a blind jump around here and over here. Like that. You are not supposed to try and glide it from there. That's a bad idea.
Careful glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled with a pinch of salt.
And we have discovered the foodie dragon. Good for him. As a fellow food appreciator, I like that guy. He's a good guy. Get back up there. I think that's a bit too big for me to go up. So I had to go a long way around, unfortunately. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just glide over here this way. Dead. And now we have to try the jump. I managed it perfectly the first time. Will I do it again? Will I prove that I am the ultimate gamer? Probably not. I'll probably die. But that's fine. Because life is all about failure and learning from failure. But I never fail. I am the ultimate god gamer. Who is missing 5 gems. Every time I get too big for my breeches, this game quietly and firmly reminds me that I still have a long way to go. Yeah, you can see the gem totals much bigger in this one as well, as opposed to the 200s and the 100s that we were dealing with. It's now 400. Did I miss one over here, or did I miss one down there? Sparks. Oh, man. Never mind, don't tell me. I can see with my own eyes. There we go, 400 out of 400. 400 gems will pretty much be the norm going forward, I do believe. Certain levels will have slightly more, certain will have slightly less. But basically every other Spyro game goes with the 400 gems as basically the maximum for the world. Spyro 2 certainly. Spyro 3 might be different, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Either way, that's another level down. And an absolute ton more treasure. They want to make it quite easy for you to get from world to world, so they make the requirements fairly simple the first time through. It will get, obviously, a fair bit harder as time goes on. But for now, we don't need to worry about that. Let's go to Clifftown. Clifftown actually is the one that I was remembering. Which, yeah, no. Clifftown is probably like the most memorable one to me, personally. For reasons which aren't exactly self-explanatory, to be honest with you. Like, they're mostly just kind of... It's mostly just a level I remember. I don't know why. Anywho. Bonk. Unfortunately, the game is very much starting to show that it was made in the 90s with, shall we say, some unfortunate choices of enemies around here. I apologize on the game's behalf, and... well, I apologize. That's all I'll say. I apologize. As is the trouble with remakes, sometimes they are a little bit too faithful to the original. But, oh well. Yeah, I remember playing this level a fair bit, or just this level in general. I remember a fair bit as a kid. Going through here. It's not like the hardest level in the world. It's not the longest. It's not the biggest, but just something about Dry Town that just kind of sticks in my mind, you know? Maybe it's this Jighead. It probably is. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna head him off at the pass. He's on to me. Sometimes the camera does get a little bit hung up on things. There we go. Got him. Another egg. Eggs are kind of weird. There's a certain number of them in the game, but you won't normally find like more than one in a single level. They are quite sparse. Anywho, dragon.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't work on metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Yeah. Yet more tutorializing, just in case you didn't find a dragon that told you can charge metal armor in the first world. Despite the fact that if you got this far, you probably realize that you can charge the things with the metal armor. Anyway. Game does love its tutorializing. But at least it's short and at least it's sweet, you know? Like, it could do a lot worse with regards to that. Also, yes, you need to actually flame these pots to get the gems out of them. I think you can charge them as well. I could be wrong on that. I'll try it with the next one. There is a next one. I guess I won't actually try with the next one, never mind. That is locked, but it doesn't have a lock on it. That's another special kind of chest which we will get to in a moment. We will get to the introduction on that mechanic. Yeah, you can only flame these. Because that's how the gems pop. You light the logs, then the logs burn, and that heats up the pot. The gems pop. This is me only just realizing the internal logic of that.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Why didn't you tell me yourself instead of flying away, you bastard? Anyway, we're not going to do that just yet. Because we have all this stuff over here. Like this! It's a firework! Let's play with fireworks! Yay! Alright. So we do actually have that over there. Let me see. I can't. Okay, wonderful. Glad we found that out. We learn together, chat. Learn together. Thankfully, it's not that hard to actually glide over there, so that's not so bad. Also, now that we've actually made it to the peak of this little area, a world unlocks, so we can just load on up. Makes it a whole lot easier. Hey, there's this river of poop over here. Let's glide over. Or not, I guess. Okay. Yeah, this jump could be quite tricky, actually. Need to really give it some welly. Yep, much better. Yeah, over on the other side of the river. Get more bird. I usually just flame them, but you can charge them. Because they are classified as small enemies, you don't really worry about how you kill them, just as long as you do. Charging will work just as well, it's just hard to control. And also, I kind of do recommend charging rather than flaming, because it gets them off the posts. And Sparks has some real trouble with getting them off. Getting gems off the posts. It's kind of weird. I don't really know why. I guess just because they're not like supposed to die on the post, so the gems just kind of sit there and Sparks doesn't know what to do with them, but...
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind over there.
What whirlwind? Where? Sparks is pointing directly below me. That's helpful to know. Thank you, Sparks. Oh, that whirlwind over there. There we go. This game makes sense sometimes. Right. So, once again, we had those out of bound markers, but we don't care about this. We care about this over here. This chest we don't have a key for. Yet again. I swear I keep coming into these places just the complete wrong order, but oh well. That's how we learn. Where are those other gems? Well, point out to me specifically. There they are. There they are. Hey, let's jump back up. Bonk. Let's see. Oh, it's over here. There we go. Gems for me. As is only correct for a baby dragon who needs lots of gems to grow big and strong. I assume that's why we're getting them. Truth be told, I don't. Oh, huh. Interesting. So, because I never actually went and collected those gems, because I drowned in the river like an idiot, the fireworks and the chest are also back. So, we need to go back over there and go collect them. Set this up again. And go collect those gems. Yeah. Right. So now there's just one more thing that we need, and that is the key. I don't know where the key is. I actually do not know. Got a lot of possible options. Where do we go? You and me, chat, we are going to go on a learning experience today. We are going to learn where the hell the goddamn chest key is. And it will be very, very educational for everyone involved. So my most likely suspicion is it's kind of over this way. But I genuinely do not know. Could be over there, I suppose. It could, in fact, be over there. I think I may have an idea. Very particular idea. Because there are very few places left to really hide in this area, so let's try going over here. Around a little bit. Apparently not. Is it in here? Did I miss something in here? No. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, I am betrayed on all sides. By keys. Just like my days in Team Fortress 2. Except this time, I don't have to key. Don't have any key. How am I supposed to be disappointed yet again by a loot box when I don't have the key to open the loot box? Surely my world is crumbling. Maybe over here, maybe. I don't know, one place I haven't looked. You know what I have that I did not have access to as a young, tiny child? Access to the fucking internet. I'll be right back. I may be an idiot. Again, we are going to find out shortly. It may be that I could have opened it the entire time, and I'm just a fool. And I have wasted your time again. But that's what streams are for, wasting your time and mine. There we go. I was an idiot. I am an idiot. Aren't you all proud of me for being an idiot? Anyway, let's get out of here and never speak of this again. Again. I swear I'm good at this video game, guys, I swear. Alright, let's go. Yeah, no. I was looking at things on my computer and I was attacked mercilessly. How dare they? You rabbit. Answer for my mistakes. Hey, you. So, we're done with Cliff Down. We're done with Dry Canyon. Let's go do the other one. Let's go find. It's around here. And it's not Dr. Shep. Ice Cavern. Here we go. This is the other one I really remember from Peacekeepers. Because the vibes in this one are completely different from any of the other worlds that we've gotten so far. It also has something that every gamer hates. Correctamundo, my wife who nobody can hear. They'll find out what I just told you. Rise Cavern. Once again, the music kicks absolute ass. Wonderful music. Genuinely adore it. And as you can see, and as the name kind of implies, bunch of ice and snow all over the place. Also, there's bats. The bats are fodder. Generally, if something is swooping down towards me, then I will blast it with flame, but I'll try and make an exception, because these bats are kind of cute. They're nice. I like them.
A word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
Yep. That being said, you can totally still do it if you want to. There's nothing stopping you from charging the big enemies. In some cases, it's actually quite useful. Not in this case. In this case, they'll just hit you and fall over and get splattered. But bear in mind that sometimes charging them is maybe not the worst solution in the world. Very, very specific circumstances. Right. So Ice Cavern also has like a bunch of different ways you can go in it. It's really quite open. But we'll also have to do a fair bit of backtracking because of that openness. But now we'll follow what is generally considered to be like the intended path, and then we'll go kind of around about. Also, gems on pillars. Charge the pillars, knock them down. Take what is yours.
Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor, and in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
Are you all ready to do terrible things to these poor orcs? Are you all ready for these orcs to meet their maker? Gravity? So the ice physics don't exactly affect us at this point. But they do affect the enemy. And the enemies do make a very amusing scream as they fall to their deaths. Ta-da.
Thank you for releasing me.
Oh heck, we got our first generic dragon thank you for releasing me of the game. Keep a tally of those, because we're going to start hearing those a lot once they start running out of things to tell us. We're going to hear a lot. Thank you for releasing me. Oof. Gets a little bit old after a while. That's fine. Being said, I believe that we can now go back to where we were. Can we? Yes, we can. We can go back to where we were, where I said that there was a bit of a split path. Where the level really starts to open up a little bit. We can go back there, and I can show you kind of what I meant. So we get over here, up here. Like I said, kind of back the way that we came a little bit. You see this big old chest? See that little area over there with the gems and the key? Yeah. Not really hard to put two and two together. And it's also a massive shortcut. So if you're speedrunning, you'll probably just be taking this one. I actually have no idea what like the speedrunning path for Spyro is. In terms of like Reignited and regular. Because Reignited, I imagine, fixes a lot, but not even close to all of the bugs that Spyro 1 and especially 2 had. But at the same time, it also has some of the bugs of its own. So I imagine it's a very different beat. I don't know. Like Spyro also has like a lot of requirements with its levels that you kind of have to. If you're playing it normally, you just kind of have to vibe around, like the balloon keepers for one, and the relics in the second game. 3 is probably like the most freeform, but even still, you have to complete all the levels. So, oh. I'm thinking now. I've made a terrible mistake of thinking. I'm sorry, everyone. Hey, snowball. Orcs are assholes. They stuff all their snowballs with rocks, so they will hurt you. Never trust a Nork in a snowball fight. Never trust a Spyro in a slippery cavern. So this guy doesn't actually go the whole way. You have to kind of hit him a couple of times. But that's not exactly the problem. You just have to learn a little bit of caution, really. I pay respect to a fallen foe. The first Nork in this level to actually get me properly. Well, actually, no, the second. But the first one to go out like a proper champ, you know? He saw death charging towards him and he went, you know what? I'm gonna spit in your face first. He died a hero. Like half of the people in this fucking world. He died because I decided to throw them off a cliff. Oh hey, we got Ragnar.
You've done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
Darn. Over there is our return home. We're not doing that yet. Not yet. Why on earth would I return home when there's treasure? There's treasure still. I have to get the treasure. And also, the dragon, I guess. I guess we have to also deal with the dragon. But I missed a gem. You're gonna have to wait there, buddy. I have more important things to worry about. Look, he's only been in Crystal for like a couple of a couple of hours at this point. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I can't get back up, can I? I have to go around this way. Dead. Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. There you are. Okay, now I can rest easily and peacefully. Bonk.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now, where was I?
There we go. Ash is an old dragon. He can deal with a bit of patience. He can deal. There's a platform over there that I don't actually remember how to get to. All the way from up there? Oh no. That doesn't seem... Anyway, it's not important. It's just a bunch of free lives, so... I don't need them because I'm a very skilled, very good gamer. We don't talk about the dogs. Or the speedway. So I am fairly sure that there is just Dr. Shemp left. Correct me if I'm wrong, video game. Let me check the guidebook, in fact. So if you ever need to figure out kind of where you are in terms of progress of the game, check your guidebook. Escape areas, 100%. Dry Canyon, Cliff Town, Ice Cavern, Nightlight. Trouble is that it doesn't actually show you which levels you haven't visited yet, so very much a progress checker for places you've already been to and are looking to fully complete. But I'm pretty sure we're good. If we go in and do Dr. Shemp, then I believe that should be us. And that'll be 2 out of the 6 homeworlds complete. And here's Dr. Shemp, complete with an actual goddamn eclipse. God, this game's skyboxes just absolutely rule. I love them. Anyway, much like Toasty, this is a world where you kind of had to fight through the minions to get to the boss. But unlike in Toasty, these minions are idiots who could not fight their way out of a paper bag. Because they all die in one hit instead of two, like those stupid goddamn dogs. Anyway, I'm fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. I've just fallen to my death. Nothing is fine anymore. This is going to be a running thing, I think, with these boss levels. Also, you can just completely ignore these guys. They'll, like, run right off the edge. They will home a little bit, but not all that much, you know? Anyway, I should actually, like, try taking them halfway seriously. Because otherwise I'll die again, and I don't want that. I also don't want to be up here. Maybe down here, where all the action is. And by all the action, I mean the gem that I missed. Let's do this properly. There we go. And this gets us over here. Gems and a key. A one away. How have we dealt with you? I don't think we actually can get over there yet. Okay, never mind. We'll be back for that one. We'll be back for that one. But now, we have a boss that's actually going to put over a slight bit of a fight. Very slight.
Dr. Shem thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
Really do make a lot of design decisions with some of these dragons. Some of them really work, and some of them really kind of, well, yeah. All I'm saying is maybe you shouldn't give your dragon dreadlocks. Maybe that's kind of a bad idea. Maybe you also shouldn't give your dragons goddamn facial hair. I will never stop harping on about the facial hair on the reptiles. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is Dr. Shem. He's weird. He has a very defined arse for some reason. Don't know why. Not going to question the proclivities of some of these artists. Anyway, you get close to him, and he will basically try and attack you, but it'll also, in doing so, go his bum. Let's try that again, but actually competently this time. Wouldn't that be nice? There we go. Got him. And we have quite a few gems this time. Nice. I believe this time it's 300 as opposed to 100 it was in the other one. $300 gems. Wonderful. Wonderful. And that is this world, this level, and this home world 100% completed. And honestly, that's probably a pretty good place to call it in terms of the stream. I have done 2 hours of goddamn Spyro the Dragon. And we have come away a good deal richer. A very good deal richer. We have 3,000 gems to our name. And we have freed half of the dragons that were imprisoned. Which, for 2 worlds, I would say that's pretty goddamn good. You know, like, I'd say that's a pretty good job all around. But yeah, I'll probably do a bit more streaming tomorrow because it was going to be interstitial, but things came up. Certain books are indisposed, and that also includes me because I need to do a bit more work for interstitial. Please don't tell my players. Never mind that one of the players is probably in chat and the other one is like a couple of feet away from me and has known like the entire time that I need a bit more time on this. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But no, thank you very much for dropping in. I will see y'all probably tomorrow around the same time. But till then, take care of yourselves and yeah, see y'all around.